So here's how I see the three angels' messages. First angel. God is our creator, designer, the builder of reality. His laws are the laws upon which reality function. We're to give glory to him, be in awe of him, as we really see how his character is built right into nature. Romans 1:20, God's divine nature is seen in what he has made so that men are without excuse. As we see that and comprehend it, we are so overwhelmed as we see these protocols and our minds are open to it, that we give him glory by revealing his character of love in the way we live our lives, and being healed into his likeness, because the time has come in human history for people to make a right judgment about God. The hour of his judgment. The hour in which people are going to discern and say, God is not like Satan is. He's not this imperial dictator. He's not this beastly being. God is like Jesus revealed him to be. And that's why the remnant are those who hold to the testimony of Jesus. If you've seen me, you've seen my Father. Okay, that's the testimony Jesus gave. Okay? So the time has come in human history for people to make a right judgment about God. Romans chapter 3:4, Paul writes, God, may you be proved right when you are judged. When is that going to happen? At this time in human history, when under the message of the fourth angel of Revelation 18, when the message is given again in its cohesive, integrated perspectives through the design law lens. That's the first angel. Second angel. The other churches and religions, not just churches, religions of the world are fallen into a system of imperialism, imposed law, arbitrary rules, legal theologies, punishing God, just like Babylon. That's the system of Babylon. It's a system that doesn't make sense. It's confusing. It's contradictory. God is love. Here's God is love. He loves you so much, he sent his son to die for you. But if you don't love him, he'll burn you in hell forever. Contradictory. It's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. This is what we see all the time. This system has fallen. And it is this power, the power of imposed law, that changed the Sabbath. They went into committee and they declared a different day to be the holy day than the day that was designed. You see, and that is prima facie evidence that God's entire law, his design law of love, has been set aside and replaced with the human law construct. Why? When was the last time a church committee got together and voted to change the law of gravity or the law of respiration? So it would be so convenient on bad pollution days in Southern California that Loma Linda could vote when the pollution levels get to a certain level. On those days, all Adventists don't have to breathe. They will suspend that law. Well, you can't do it, can you? That's ridiculous. So what would it mean if a church does vote to change God's law? They don't see it as design law. They see it simply as a system of rules like our laws, which means God has been degraded from creator position to dictator position. That's the fallen Babylon system. This is the issue. What God do we serve? A God who creates and whose laws are the design protocols? Or a God who's a dictator whose laws are no different than human laws and coercively enforces? And this is what the Sabbath is a sign of. Remember, it's a memorial of creatorship. First angel called back to worship him who made. It calls us back to recognize that his laws are the protocols upon which all life operate. And then, third angel. And those who reject the God who is love and his law of love and prefer the beastly methods of a human-imposed law construct with coercive power and thus mark themselves in their minds by believing and promoting the methods of coercion, or mark themselves in their hands by their works of coercing others to their way of religion, ultimately die of their terminal and unhealed condition, regardless of which day they worship on. The third angel would be horrible. Any thoughts about that? Yeah.
So isn't putting fear on someone a form of coercion?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. Are you being coerced? Well, no. If you are approaching the edge of a cliff, and the closer you walk to the edge of the cliff, you become aware and you become anxious and afraid of stepping over the edge, are you being coerced? Your fear is going up. Are you being coerced? So if you become aware of let's say we have some juice, some punch, and somebody put a toxin in it, some type of a toxin, a poison, radioactive material, and if you drink it, you'll die, and you're afraid to drink it, are you being coerced?
No, I think that
So there's a place for fear, but under the design law, it's never coercive. It's fear of the actual consequence of deviating from the way life is designed to operate. So go on, your comment?
so. My question was, some fear, I guess, is good, and there's emergency measures that are put in. And you instill fear to save somebody. Where I'm going with, when we have weaker prayers,
I see.
or whatever, that if you don't do this, kids, you're going to burn, and it's going to be painful. You may be martyred, but you've got to serve God. Be on fire for Him. And it's this whole dichotomy of
Yes. When the fear is arbitrary and yes, fear can be used coercively. If you don't do this, you will be punished. Okay, that can be coercive. And that then is a beastly way to approach it. But if you teach people how life actually operates, and there is fear of sin itself. Fear, for instance, are you afraid to step out on I-75 in heavy fog and stand there on the interstate? Yeah, yes, I hope you would be. Are you being coerced? Is that coercive? Well, no, that's wisdom, because that would be a foolish thing to do, because you're taking yourself out of tolerance with the limits of your body's ability to handle stress and so forth. Okay, you'll be destroyed there. That type of fear I don't think is coercive. If we teach them, that's why it happens. But on the other hand, if you say, if you step out on I-75, God's got a recording angel who's going to keep track of you, and then He's going to use His power to inflict pain and suffering upon you. He'll make you suffer for that. See, that becomes coercive and beastly. That's the difference. And so that's the two law lenses. Do you see very clearly design law and the three angels' messages? I've never heard the three angels' messages presented by our church through design law. Have you? And that's the Revelation 18 message. That's what we're to be taking to the world.